Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I put together this look. I think it's a very work appropriate, it's actually my go-to look. I seriously wear this look every single day. If anything, what I do is I change the lip color maybe a little bit. I think it's really simple. It's not a lot of makeup. You guys will see the step-by-step as how I get this look. I think it's pretty, I think it's simple. It's really my go-to look, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I actually just used one palette. Yes, one palette. And the palette I used for this look, it is the Lorac Pro #1, which is a palette that I love. I seriously can create a couple of looks with this, and I'll show you guys if you guys would like me to show you guys what other looks I create with this just one palette. Of course, on my eyebrows is the ever so loving Anastasia Beverly Hills, which is the product is my go-to product. I love this. On my lips, I actually have, as I told you guys on the video, the Wonder Beauty lipstick, and it is in the Barely There, and I love this shade. It's a shade that I believe that goes with just any tone. Like, it's pretty, it's matte, it's not that glossy, but it's not that matte. It's like really pretty. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys continue to watch. Hi guys, so prior to your makeup application, you want to make sure that your skin is exfoliated and moisturized. I cannot stress this enough. I have seen people that they do not moisturize their face, or they do not exfoliate like the dead cells from their skin, and you can literally see that the foundation is really blotchy, is really uneven, and your skin has all like just stuff that you naturally don't want to see. Foundation is meant to look like part of your skin. Normally, I don't like to put like a lot. I actually like to have, I rather have like the healthy glow or the more natural look for special events, or if I'm going on a date with my husband, or if there's a wedding going on, or even a special service at church. Then, you know, if I have to, I go ahead and put like a double layer of foundation and kind of still put a little bit more than I would for work. But for this video, I'm going to be actually doing my go-to everyday going to work routine. This is literally what I do every morning. For the mornings, I only have about 15 to 20 minutes before we have to like rush out the house, whether we have to drop off the kids or we just have to make it for a meeting or whatever the case may be. So I don't have a lot of time to put on my makeup, but I always like to go to work looking as much presentable as I could. So I'm fighting against time, especially if I want to like snooze and sleep a little bit more, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to pay the price and maybe just put some BB cream on today. So it is what it is. Most of the items that I'm going to recommend are kind of like for my oily skin type, but they do work also for normal type skin. So the first thing I do is I like to prime, and it is essential if you want your makeup to last all day and to look really nicely. So after you wash, moisturize, you prime your face, and this is the one I like to use. It's called the Benefit the Pore Professional Pore Primer. And I like to use this one because I have enlarged pores and like a lot of, like I said, texture and on my forehead. I like to put this one because what it does is it like fills the areas and it gets in there really nicely. So let's go ahead and prime. You don't need a lot of products, so I'm going to show you how much I use, and this little bottle can last me at least 2-3 weeks for sure. So this is how much I use, and I kind of like put it on that finger and my index finger, and then I just kind of press it, and I got, of course, with washed hands, don't forget to wash your hands, and I press it mainly on the areas that I know I have like a lot of like texture and big pores. So again, I press into the skin, and this is something you can do really fast. Make sure you get it all in there and all even, and again, I don't put it everywhere. I just put it in the areas that I know I need it the most. And I'm pressing into my skin. And I have this really big forehead. Alright. So get it in there. and give it at least like a few minutes. So give it a chance to dry. That's another thing that I want to share with you guys, that if you don't allow throughout each step for the actual product to dry and adhere to the skin, that's when you're going to end up with a cakey face and with the, you know, the movement, and nothing is really set in place because you've been putting everything so fast and you're mixing all the product. I actually did a little research on what happens to my skin when I do that, and that's how I ended up learning, okay, don't mix this product, don't mix that product. And so I'm only sharing with you guys what I've learned personally on my skin. Now I'm kind of ready to go ahead and put my foundation on, and the foundation that I'm going to be using today is one that I've been using most recently, and it's actually one that I'm really liking how it is. And I tell you one thing, you have to give foundation a chance, because you're like, if you try it and then you're like, no, I hate that foundation, I'm never using that again. You don't know. Give it a chance, get used to it, see if you like it, and then if not, well, then it just doesn't work for you. But this one I actually tried a couple of times, and I like how I look, I like how I feel, I like how it feels on my skin, I like how it turns out a couple of hours later throughout the day. So it's becoming one of my favorites, and I'll share that with you in just one moment. But prior to my foundation application, I've been doing this for a couple of days now, and I'm liking the result. As you can see, I have, let me see if I can get closer, I have like really veiny, like, I wouldn't say I have dark circles, but I do have like a lot of like the veiny look under my eyes. So I've been using this concealer. Let me see if this is better. It's the Tare Rainforest of the Sea Aqua Concealer. It's a really light water-based concealer, and I'm only using it, I'll show you what I do. I have to shake this product really well because it's water-based, so you want to make sure that everything is all together in there. And what I do is I just dab, let me show you, I just dab a couple of little dots, not all the way to the top, not closer to the bottom, just in that area where all like the veins are. That's it. You don't need a lot. And keep in mind that for under your eye, especially if you're getting to an older age like I am, that you don't want to pile a lot of product in this sensitive, really thin area, because you'll see that throughout the day. Like, you'll see all your lines. So back to focus, I take like this small little beauty blender in a damp status, and I blend it all out. And what I like about this one as the type of concealer that I put on first prior to the concealer that I actually use, is that it's so light, but it has like great coverage, and it's really thin for that area. So like I put this on almost like a color corrector type of thing. I hope that you guys are picking up how nicely this just kind of like brightens and covers that area, but it's not thick, it's not too creamy, it's just good for there. And that's all you want to do prior to your foundation application. Again, the Tare Rainforest of the Sea Aqua Concealer, and mine is in the color Fair. I like it because it has like a little bit of a yellow tint to it, and that's probably why it works so good under those like purpley veins that I have in that area. So once I blended it out and it looks like this, don't freak out. It's gonna look a little yellowy, but that's what we're going for. We want that little yellowy look at the moment, so don't freak out on me yet. Okay, so back to focus. Now we're gonna be ready to put on our foundation, and the foundation that I am falling in love with most recently, it is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. It looks like this. Hope you guys can see that. And my tone is light beige right now. I normally get darker, like in the summertime we go on a cruise, we go to the beach and we get a little darker, so I'm gonna probably have to switch my shade. But currently I'm light beige, and I love this foundation. I start out with just 2 pumps in the back of my hand, so just like 1, 2, and usually it's enough. especially when applied like in the mornings. I usually use my beauty sponge, like just like a beauty blender like this. If you have the real beauty blender, this one is from Eco Tools. It came in a pack of 2, looks like that. I actually bought it like at Publix here in Florida, but you can find it like at CVS, Walgreens, I'm sure. And the quality, it's actually really good. Mine's is pretty beat up because I use it often, but it's good for the cost too. It's like a third of the price of the beauty blender, so it works for me. So there goes the foundation, and we apply the foundation. And I do like the tapping, pressing kind of deposit. Like I press, especially in those areas that, and I'm gonna try not to cover the camera, sorry guys, but I do like the press tapping, little taps. And again, while getting ready for work, I don't put a lot of foundation on. As you can see, I have breakouts. I don't put a lot of foundation on for work, especially because I do work in the morning shift. Like I work at a financial industry, so I have to be at the office at 8 o'clock in the morning. And you know, I just don't know if I'll feel good having like a ton of makeup on my skin that early in the morning. I still, again, want to look nice and presentable and put together, but I don't think I'm gonna be feeling comfortable with putting like a lot. And that's just me. Again, that's my preference. If you like to go to work with a full face, do what makes you happy, please do. You know, I don't want to tell you that that's not what you should do. If it makes you happy, please do it, please. But for me personally, I don't use a lot of makeup for work. Like, this is seriously, I'm gonna show you guys like what I do. Now, the 2 pumps was good enough for my skin, but to be honest with you, like, I'm gonna give it just another little pump because I do not like the look of having like this. Like, I actually cover like underneath, I cover the back of my ear, I cover all this area. And also in the beginning, until this foundation like settles into my skin, it's gonna look a little like off, but give it a second because it actually it like blends into your skin. So just give it a second. And I will tell you, and I just put a little bit more just to cover those areas that I told you I like to cover. Another thing is that, you know, when I speak, I get really red right here. I don't know what that is, but I just get red. So please disregard that. All right, so you know, again, back to covering. And at this point, you can like slightly go over areas that you just like a little bit more coverage. I have 2 little lines here as I've been aging beautifully, and so I like to make sure I really get in there. So make sure you drag your foundation because, you know, again, you don't want to have that like line of demarcation. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all right, so the next thing that I do after I put my foundation and this, and I'm probably pressing too much and talking too much, I go ahead and put my concealer under my eyes and I kind of like highlight certain areas with this wonderful concealer. And the one that I use, that I've been using most recently, is the Age Rewind Eraser for Dark Circles, and my color is in light pale. Currently, I love this concealer. It's so good. I'm not even going to trip with you. I used to use the MAC Pro Longwear NW20. I love it too, but I currently don't have that one. This one does the job. So giving my foundation a couple of minutes to go ahead and adhere to my skin and get all nice in there, because again, I don't want to contradict myself. The items one after the other have to kind of dry into your skin, so you want to make sure that you give that opportunity. Now again, we're working with 15-20 minutes prior to getting ready, prior to leaving for work. So I'm talking a lot, but in true reality, I'm priming, I'm foundation, drying, I'm concealing. So things are happening fast early in the morning. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this concealer, and this one, like I said, it is really nice. It has a really nice coverage. It's really highly pigmented, so you just need a little bit. If you want to add more, then that's completely up to you. And what you do is you just kind of click it, and then I have my makeup mirror right here also. So if you guys like see me looking this way, it's because the makeup mirror is like right in front of me. I'm gonna put it just a little closer to me, but I'll keep looking at you guys. I'm so excited, guys. I'm actually like doing these for you or with you, and it's exciting. All right, so here we go. Concealer. And you just need to like kind of create that V, and this one I actually get like close into that area. And that's all you need. And I'm just gonna do first the under my eyes, because one thing that I've noticed with this concealer though is that it does dry rather quickly, so you need to get working on it right away. And with a pointy type of beauty sponge, and it's like wet but not so wet. I'm sure there's a word for that. Either way, let's get going with it. Damp is the word. Damp. Now press, don't drag, because that can happen too, and you don't want that. And don't forget to get into this like nose area, because if you don't, it will show like, now I notice that I have some red in there, so I have to get into that area. I'll do it one more time. So press, don't drag. Like tap, 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 tap. This thing is so loud. It sounds like I'm like banging my face. Pretty, right? It's still like, again, really a really natural concealer, but it's like nice. I'm gonna dab in that area because I moved that. And then now at this point, I'm gonna move my hair back for like the video purposes, but I'm gonna show you guys what I do with this concealer as well. I kind of like go right in this area here, which is the areas that I kind of like to highlight. The bridge of my nose, I like to highlight that as well, because I have a really long nose and it goes like circled right here. Like it goes like from thin to like bigger right here. So I'm going to show you guys what I do to contour that. And I do it really fast. Again, I'm talking, which is why I'm not getting ready as fast. But this is like actually happening really fast. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. That, and a little bit of my chin. Now, I don't do like in here in my chin. I do like here. And I'll tell you why, guys. Like I said, I fought with acne for many years in my earlier, when I was a teen. And, you know, I'm still facing that now. But I have a lot of like holes, like little, like my pores are enlarged in that area. Now, can I say something? I don't go all the way to the bottom, because I had learned that when I used to go all the way to the bottom, it made me look like fatter. And not for nothing, I've already gained enough weight, as you can see. We have to work on that. So I just kind of stay like in between this and this, like right in this little area. Okay. And then I go like that. Like, again, I don't want to highlight like in there. I kind of like want to stay right there. And I know you probably like, oh, those lips, like I have all of this going on. Don't worry, I'm going to show you a way that I get rid of that right away and very nicely prior to my lipstick and all that, because you neither want to leave that on there and put your lipstick, because you're gonna have this nastiness around your lips all day. It'll come back out and it's not going to be cute at all. Now I have a fairly, let's be honest here, I have a really big forehead, so I just go up to there. I don't go really high, and I'm gonna show you guys how I bring that down as well. Press, 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 don't drag. Makeup is actually fun. Like, I don't know, I just love doing makeup and looking at makeup. And Kylie Jenner is doing her thing, guys. Did y'all see like the brush collection that is coming out, or that is just, wait, on the 13th? It comes out December 13th. Beautiful. Really, regular girl like me probably would not be able to afford that for quite some time, but I still think they're beautiful. All right, perfect. So, and that's another thing, blend like really nicely under your eyes, because you don't want to end up having like all these little lines, and that happens when you don't blend it out really nicely. Now don't set it. So the first thing I do is I am going to set this concealer, and I'm going to be using the Mercier translucent powder. It's completely translucent. I go between the Cover FX and the Mercier, but there is a really good Maybelline one as well. I ran out. I would have used it today, but so I got this one the other day. But the Maybelline translucent powder that's sold like at the drugstore, it's really good, so you guys should try it. It's from like their master collection. It's really good, honestly. So what I use is the other side of my makeup sponge, just a moist, like the same one, and I dip it like this, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna look, it's just gonna look crazy probably on film, but I'm gonna look up high, because again, I don't want all those lines. I have lines as it is, so I don't want to have that. I don't have lines. I'm perfect. I'm beautifully made, wonderfully created. So up, 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 really in there, and just press the powder in there. Done. And that's really gonna also help for like to set it and keep it nice throughout the day. And then I'm gonna do the same for here. There we go. And then I'm gonna do this side. Now, some people use like the really square ones to get like the harsh line. I'll be honest with you, like for work I use this one. I don't have to be like all seriously like really strongly contoured. I like this natural look, but you can also do that. I've done it before. Don't get me wrong, I've done it. I do it, but not for work. And then again, just a little there. Kind of like set all the areas where I use the concealer, so it doesn't like, so it lasts all day. And now I'm ready to move on to my eyes. Don't forget to do your lid area. And some people do the lid area with like the lighter eyeshadow, like with an all over lid color. You can do that too. I'm gonna be using that, but I like to set it with the translucent powder as well. Now here is what we have. We have a pretty fair even base, and this is what I like to like, just this is like my everyday work look. I mean, you know, for base, foundation, and concealer. I'm gonna be setting these areas here that I did not touch with the translucent powder. I'm going to be setting it with my Makeup Forever Pro Finish powder, and my color is actually in a 125. And I just use like a fluffy, this one is from Eco Tools. It's a fluffy powder brush, and it kind of, I'm just gonna go lightly like that. I'm not gonna touch like any other area, just those areas that have the foundation but no setting powders. Oh, that's a bad boy right there. Yes. Please don't ever forget like your neck, under your chin, like all the areas where you like also deposited some, like, oh my gosh, I'm so red, the actual foundation. Don't forget those areas as well. So now we've done that, and I'm going to do one of my favorite things, and that is my eyeshadows. And today, you know what, let's go ahead and do my eyebrows, because I'll feel like really weird that I haven't done my eyebrows before I do my actual like shadow. So for my eyebrows, what I like to do is I like to use like just a spoolie, and this one looks like this, is the one from Mariana. It's one of the ones I really stick to, and just comb them out to its natural shape. You guys can see that. All right. Perfect. And once I do that, I'm gonna be using my ever so favorite, my loving Anastasia Beverly Hills chocolate powder duo in chocolate. And the brush to apply it is the Cow Cosmetics brush in 103, and it looks like this. I've had this brush forever. I absolutely love it. If you guys see my brows tutorials, my first tutorial that I've ever done, and it was on my brows, I'm using the same product, of course. So this time you guys are gonna see like the entire thing, I hope, because my camera was full and it didn't allow me to record everything. Nice. All right, perfect. So here we go. And again, I don't start all the way at the front, and I do like hair-like strokes using kind of like the side tip of the brush. And as I was saying before, the reason why I love this brush so much is because it's short bristles, so I can I can just do quick motions, and it's like nice and sturdy, so works for me. And on a normal basis, I don't like really get out of my natural like brow shape, just a little on the top to kind of give it like a shape, if that makes sense. How you guys can see that? And now I flip my brush like facing down. And then now I go towards the front area. Whoa, those look dark today. I go towards the front area with barely no product. I just use like that, a little bit of that lighter shade from the product, and I just kind of like work towards the front now. Very soft hand. And I kind of point towards like down. And then I brush all the hair down to get to this like top area, just to give it like a sharp look. You don't have to do this. Some people are doing like the just like the hair like strokes like that. Personally, I like mine like this. Brows are so personal that you can just do yours how you like, but I like to show you how I do mine, because maybe you can get like an idea for yours and do yours this way. It works for me. I like them, and I've gotten a lot of compliments. I've been doing them the same way for a while now. And I have, like I said, I have like a lot of spots on mine, like bald spots. And so I like to fill it. Sometimes I need to like add and go in with a pencil in specific areas. Like right here, I have a little area. I'll show you guys how I do that later. But so far, like this is pretty much like in the morning, this is what I do. So it works for me. I like it. I hope you guys like it as well. And then I try to be like a little imperfect here so that they don't look so like done. And I'll clean that area up just a little bit, but pretty much this is what I do. Alright, now I'm gonna do the other one. And I'm gonna try, let me see how I can do this for film purposes. And I'm trying to work fast, like the way I do in the morning. I'm talking too much, guys, and I just want to make sure you guys understand, like, you know, I do this really quickly in the morning, so it's like, I don't want you guys to think I don't have all that time to get ready with Abigail for work looks. But it really actually happens, again, like rather quickly. I'm just talking through it, so. Trying to make sure you guys can see it. This is, you know how you always have that one eyebrow that gives you issues? Like this is the one that gives me the issues. Like that one child that is the one that gives you the headaches. And then I flip it facing down and kind of create that tail area. And I don't like to go like too low. Again, that's like, depends what kind of like look you're going for. But I don't really go for, like, I don't drag it too low. And then like blend it all out. Oh, this is the worst thing because I keep forgetting that you guys are right there. And then again, I come to the front hardly with no product on my brush, and I start like blending it all in. When I do them like this for work, I promise I barely need to go in with any like concealer or anything like that. I just kind of like leave them like this and keep going. So right now I'm satisfied with my brows because we can be here forever and continue to like fix here and fix there. I'm a perfectionist, so I like would find things to keep going. Your eyebrows are your sisters. They're sisters, they're not twins. So, you know, as long as they look nice and neat and clean and sharp, you're able to move forward. So I hope you guys like the way I do my brows. And again, if you have like little spots that you want to fill, I have this really good little brush. Well, Anastasia one is really good as well, but currently I don't have the Anastasia one, but I did get the brow stylist definer from L'Oreal Paris. And when I tell you, it has a little spoolie on the ends, which is good for like your edges, but with the little corners. But the pencil is really thin, which works for me because my bald spots are like really small. You know what I mean? So like it works perfect to get into like these little spots. And I don't want to have to use the concealer because remember, we're getting ready for work, so things are happening fast. You don't have the time to do all of this extra stuff. You just kind of like want to make yourself look nice, but you want to get going. You want to get going, especially my husband. He starts, hey, come down, we gotta go. And I'm like, oh, I'm trying to like put this powder on my face. I'm not playing with y'all. And this is really what happens. So just saying. Go ahead and go into my eyes. And I'm gonna be using my favorite eyeshadow palette. I have quite a few eyeshadow palettes, but this one I've had forever and it is amazing. I love it. It is simple. I'm gonna just use this one palette so that you guys can see that if you get this one, it's easy and it's good for like for work looks. I kid you not, I've been using it for the past 2 years. I love it. There is a few colors that are gone from it, and soon I'll need to purchase another, but right here is the palette that I use every day, and it is the Lorac Pro #1. I love the consistency of the Lorac Pro shadows. They're really soft and buttery, and they actually feel healthy for your eyes. I don't know if that makes sense or whatever, but they're like really soft and I don't have to struggle with them, and they're very blendable. They're highly pigmented. And here it goes, Lorac Pro #1. And as you can see, guys, this here is my base color, and it's like I need another one, but it is like a really good skin color that matches my skin good. So it's a good all over color, base color for me, and it really works. So I'm actually gonna go and try to pick up some of the edges from that color, and it's called Taupe, Taupe, however you say that. So on a brush like this, it's like fat and like it fits right into this whole like base area, and it's like thin like this, but it's flat. This one is from NYX Cosmetics, and it's the number 112 or the 112. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up that product, and I'm gonna apply it to the entire lid of my eyes. I do this really quick again for work. I'm gonna be showing you guys how I do that. I'm gonna have to work really hard into this really empty pan here, but here it goes. So you just want to kind of like press it. Oh, I got like so much in there, guys, because that's okay. I'm gonna make that work. I pressed into it really hard, but you get my drift. You're gonna get it all. You want it all over and even. So we'll blend that out. See, that's what happens. Makeup tutorial issue. Okay, all over. You can even go like up here. Like you can go everywhere. Just get it all over. There. And then we're gonna do the same thing to the other. You know what's so it's hard picking up this little bit left, but we're gonna make it work because I'm gonna go get me another one. Just tap off the excess, and you want to get in there all over the lid. And this here, I find that it's a really natural, like, since it matches my skin tone, skin color so good, like it's like a nice base, like an all over even base. Okay. Okay, perfect. So now we have it all nice and even, and we're gonna go in now with like a fluffier brush. I'm gonna show you this. It's like this brush like this. And unfortunately, because I use this brush so much, I've worn out the number that it is, but any big fluffy brush, soft fluffy brush would do. This one I like because it's kind of like dome shaped and it fits right into my crease area, but big enough to like blend everything out. So this is the one I'm gonna be using next. And I'm actually gonna go into this color that says mauve, and that's the one I'm gonna be using for like the crease area and all over area. So kind of dip my brush in there, and this time I'm dipping my brush like around, not like in. I just did in, but you know what I mean, like around. and then tapping off the excess, because you want to go in with less product than more, and then if you need to build onto more, then you want to go ahead and apply more product. You don't want to go in with too much product and then be screwed because you can't blend it. So I'm gonna go ahead and position my brush into this crease area. Now if you don't have a crease, of course you can create a crease. I actually have a lip. I don't know if you even call it a lip, but you see how like my lid has like, it's not like flat like this, like it lays naturally with like a lip. I work around that though, so just kind of blends, and don't go too high, just stay right there. I do windshield wiper motions, and then here I kind of like circle, if that makes sense. Let me try to do that again. Can you guys see that? And then blends. You can never blend your shadow enough, like blend. And it's soft. It looks like I'm doing it hard, but it's like soft motions. All right, and then the same thing for the other eye, and then tap. I hope you guys can see that. And I kind of have to like, again, because I have like that lip area, I have to like kind of lift my brow to really get into that crease area, and then kind of like circle. If you find yourself like your hand going like over here, that's gonna be too tough for the deposit of the product, so just a light motion. So have your brush like at the end tip, and it can happen like you're doing things so fast you'll forget, and then you're like, wait a minute, what am I doing? Because you want like everything to flow nicely, so you want to make sure it's light enough that everything is movable. See how pretty, guys? So make sure you that's the way that your windshield wiper motions, light brush, and then I do like my little circle right here to intensify and make sure everything is nicely blended in that area. See how pretty, guys? I hope you guys grab this brush. It's a smaller brush like this, and it's just a little bit smaller than that bigger one, and it's from Morphe, the M433, and it's a nice little blending brush. And this time I'm gonna be using the color next to them. So like we kind of moved up in color as we started depositing color. First we did an all over lid with this one. If you're lighter than me, then you might want to do one that is a little bit lighter, but I use this one and it's worn out. Then I went to the mauve and did like in the crease area, and then now I'm going to use a little bit of the sable. Be gentle with the sable. Be gentle with the sable. It is a strong, like these are highly pigmented, so you want to just pick up a little bit. And again, this look is like going to work, natural look, but you still want to look done. So you don't need a lot of shadow, but I like to like do my eyes every day. So, and because I just love makeup. So again, dip it, tap off the excess. And this time you're going to go into this crease area. I hope you guys can see that. And you want to just stay there. Don't lift, but blend. Don't lift the brush any higher, but blend. And I'm only going halfway into the inner corner, like stop like right here. Does that make sense? So like I'm like right in this area right there. That's it. And I kind of like tap the color into this little corner, and then move the brush to position, and then just windshield wiper, and then circle right in the corner, just right there. You see how pretty that just intensifies right there, but not too much. You want to blend all that out, and we'll use the fluffy brush to blend it all out. But in this case, with this one, you just want to, don't start blending up, because you're going to bring all of that up. Alright, so just stay on that low crease area. Stay there, and that's it. That's all you need, just a little. And we're going to blend that out. Again, pick it up, tap off the excess, get into this lower crease area. I don't know if you guys can see that. and then kind of like windshield, but not all the way in, just halfway in, and then blend that out, blend it, blend, 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 but don't move up. Just blend and then stay right. I felt like I was yelling, don't move up. Just right there. All right. But you see how pretty that is? And it just gives like a little like touch of color. But you don't want to have like too much. So it works for me. All right, and then pick up that fluffy brush again. And what, this is just personal, like I keep a little hand towel on my like makeup area. And if I have to like wipe this, because this brush, I only have one of this type, but one is enough for now. Actually, one is enough for me. But if you like to have many of the same one, but this is the one that I have. So again, now you don't have any product and you want to go ahead and go in and blend. And I cannot stress that enough. You don't want to have like a harsh lines at all. So you want to like blend all of that out. And this time, go ahead and bring it all the way to your like inner corner eye. Don't be afraid. Just blend, blend, blend. See how pretty? And it's like still so nice, but it looks so black. I hope you guys can see how pretty. I don't know if you guys can see how pretty that's well blended in there. No product. And then the same thing. Blend, blend, blend. Always remind myself, release the pressure, because I'm so heavy-handed, guys. And so I have to remind myself all the time, like, Abigail, you're pressing too hard. Like, why are you pressing so hard? But here we are, like, all right. I'm gonna do the same thing to the lower lash area, like this area right here. You want to make everything seamless and smooth and like united and even. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pick up this brush. It looks like this. It looks like almost like the big one that I use for my all over lid, except much smaller, but the same kind of shape. It's thin on the sides, but like flat on the other, but it has a great blending ability, like on the tip area. So we want to go ahead and go in with that first taupe color, and we want to, I'm going to be able to dip it into like the little edges that I have left. Dip it in there and then tap off the excess. You want to go ahead, and this might look funny on this camera because this is my iPhone, but you want to go ahead and go in, get close to the waterline, but not like in there, and then blend it all out from one side to the other, like if you were doing an all over lid, but you're doing an all over bottom, if that makes sense. And you see how instantly it just makes such a difference having that color in there. It puts the look more together. Okay. Sorry guys, I keep forgetting about the camera, and I want to make sure that you guys are able to capture like as much as possible. So the next thing I do is I go back to the next color that I used on my whole entire eyelid, or my crease area in the eyelid. So it was that mauve color, and I'm gonna go ahead and pick that up on my brush and tap off the excess. And the next area that I'm gonna go to is actually like this middle area, and then at the ends, like kind of stress it at the ends. So blend and then blend. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. Okay. And then last but not least, the sable color. And I'm using the same brush. Tap off the excess. I don't know if you guys. Okay, let's see. Can't wait to get like a real camera, guys. I'm not even playing with you. And I kind of go into this little corner areas. What I do personally. Alright, there I go. So now the next thing I do is, and for this I actually use my finger, and this is like something that I really do. I can't wait to clean off my lips, guys. But this color right here, Champagne, see how it's like worn out? I like to highlight just like my little, like give it like a little halo. It's such a blendable color. Like I literally take my middle finger like that. I close my lid and I kind of like, I hope you guys can see this, I press right in the center and then I blend with my finger throughout like the lid. I don't know if you guys can see how pretty that is, and it's just like a little like shimmer, not glitter. Again, the product is on my finger and I just press it. I don't go like rubbing it, I press it in. So just press it, see what I mean? And then mainly to the inner corner eye area, but then just like bringing it out this way. See how pretty? And see what a difference that makes. Just like even that little bit, it just makes a difference, but everything is still put together. And then what I do is that brush that I told you guys that I blended the bottom, I'm gonna clean off just the tip area because I don't want any product on it. And I'm gonna pick up the one that's called Nude. And I'm going to tell you why I pick up Nude. So Champagne is translucent and it has like a little bit of a bigger glitter, kind of like shimmery glitter. But Nude is really like, think of a highlight. So Nude, I just put Nude and I put it right in the inner corner area. And then I dab it right in that area. See how pretty that is? And it just like makes you look awakened, like it makes you look fresh and nice and clean. Now on this palette, there is a really light color called, and I'm gonna dust it off to see if you guys see it. It's called Cream. You see that? It's like really like bright. And a normal person would probably say, well, Abigail, why don't you take some of that Nude and highlight the brow bone area? But for the morning time, I don't like my brow bone to be too like glittery and shimmery and all that. Not in this area. At night I do, or you know, if it was an event or something like that. But for work, I just want it to be like nice and clean and sharp. So I dip my brush, and let me show you which one I use. I dip this brush. It looks like it has color, but it doesn't. That's just the way the hair is, natural bristle. And what I do is I dip it into the cream area, cream color. And it fits perfect also right on my high brow bone. See how pretty? You just need a little bit. You kind of like, and then put it right in that area. Back to focus. So I cleaned my lips. Before I continue, because I just don't want to see this anymore, I take this little triple action cleansing water, and I got it in my Sephora, Play by Sephora subscription. And what I do is I have a Q-tip little thing right here in front of me, and I take the Q-tip, and after I shook it, I dip my Q-tip in there and just kind of get it like damp. Now, please don't get it like wet, because what happens is if it's too wet, it can run and mess up the foundation, the base of the foundation that you so hard worked for. So I just get it like damp, and then I clean off all the nastiness from my lips. And another thing to keep in mind is that I don't go like above my lip line. I just want to go either beneath or right where my lip is, if that makes sense, because then it also, you're taking part of your foundation off and it makes your face look funny. So just stay within your lip area. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So, and let's see if I can do this like right in front of you guys. And I'm sorry if you guys are like all up in my nose. And once you guys start like getting used to doing this, like you'll do it really quickly. I'm just taking our time because I'm trying to show it. I don't know if that helps. because what happens is I used to make the mistake of leaving like the like this, like a little bit of foundation. Oh, my lipstick is gonna stay all day, but then you have the nastiness on your mouth, and it really doesn't help staying all day. It actually just doesn't look good at all. So now that that is off, I'm actually gonna finish my eyes, and I'm going to be putting on this Stila Stay All Day waterproof eyeliner. And for work purposes, I don't put on falsies, but I do two little tricks. Well, they're not tricks, they're things that everyone out there in the makeup industry is doing, but I personally do them on myself. I do this every day just to make my eye lashes, my natural lashes, look fuller and longer. And I'll share the trick with you if it's a trick for you. Maybe you guys already have heard it and are already doing it, but just so you know, I personally do this. And I do use the this eyeliner. I also got it in my, actually this one I got in my Allure beauty box. I love this eyeliner. It's like $30 though, so I'm gonna wait till this one is like gone before I go purchase one, but I do love it. Another thing that I want to tell you guys is, because I have that lip that we talked about, if I were to make, and this is like a learning experience for me, I've experienced this on myself, so I don't know if you're around my age group and you have that lip going on, then I'm going to tell you something that happened to me, and hopefully it'll help you. So when I would put, like if I would go up like this and I would put my eyeliner really high and then I would extend it, when my eye would close down, my eyeliner would look like it was crooked, like it was broken, like it wasn't like an actual wing. And so it used to really bother me, and I'm like, man, I want to have like the winged look, but my eyes aren't made like that. Like it's just not, I don't have like that beautiful open lid that other girls have. So what do? And I still want to be able to rock my little wings. So what I do is, I'm gonna show you guys how I do it. Hopefully you guys can see. Like I can get as close as I can. If not, let me see if I can do it like using my mirror so I'm close up. Oh, you know what? This is new and I had that film on it. Alright, perfect. So I'm gonna do it like this, and hopefully you guys are able to see what I'm talking about. And let me explain again. So if I made it, because like this, it looks so pretty, and I'm like, oh my god, I want to have like the wing. But when I close it and like a normal state, the wing will be ruined by like that lip area. So what I've learned to do for my eye and still rock the wing is that I do like a short baby wing. And so it goes like, oh my god, this is gonna be like the longest video ever. Hopefully you guys won't hate it. See, I still rock the wing, and then what I do is, let me see if I can do it in front of you guys, if you guys can see that, and then I lay this thing down like this really close to my lash line and just kind of match it. And then again, being really careful, because what happens is if I keep trying to match, I can end up with like it could become really thick, and that's not what I'm going for. Remember, I'm going for really thin look. And again, I can get, if you guys can see, I can actually make it maybe even a little bit like further down. There we go. And again, I'll do it like this, so I'm not like, my nose is not up in the camera. I just press, like I get it as close to the lash line as possible. At this point, you don't need to extend anymore. I don't know if you guys can see the wing. Oh gosh. Hopefully you guys can see that. But it does look pretty in person, so I can't wait, guys, to get the camera. And then I just extend like really close to my eye, like my eye lash area. And then I keep going closer and closer on this area. And again, there we go. So now what I'm going to show you guys that I do is that I take a brush like this. This one is like really, it's like thicker and it's really sturdy. And what I do is I press it against like a black shadow. So I'm going to go back to my palette. And like I told you, you can do everything with this one palette, especially if it's like for work look. So it does have the black next to the espresso that I no longer have. I love that brown. That brown was perfect. So here, that black, and I'm gonna press going down on that black. Okay, and I'm gonna tap off the excess, and this is gonna look a little funny on film maybe, but I'm gonna show you guys. I lift my eye. This is gonna look funny on film actually, but I lift my eye and I press right into that waterline area. I press in there. Now make sure that you are tapping off the excess because that happens. But luckily for us, we had deposited that translucent powder there. So I'm praying to God that see how pretty that ends up looking? But you gotta make sure that, because if not, you can have fallout and it's not gonna be a good thing. So you want to make sure, because you don't want to ruin your entire makeup off of just making sure that that area is really dark. So again, press the brush back into the black, tap off the excess, and then I lift my eye like this. Looks weird, but, and then I press in there. Just like press, you don't have to like rub. You know what I mean? But it looks funny with that gap area, so you need to fill that area, especially if you're not gonna wear like falsies, and I don't for work. So you want to make that area nice and dark and full to give the illusion that your lashes, once you'll see once I put my lashes, it's gonna be like woo, woo. All right, and then like just press in there. All right, perfect. So I like that. I like that a lot. For my lashes, I'm gonna be using the Clinique. I also received this one in the Allure Beauty box, and I absolutely love this Clinique product. On one side, it is like the building primer, and on the other side, it is just the high impact mascara. Mine says finishing. I love this mascara. I'm going to show you guys. And I love the primer, and the brushes are really, really good. So the primer looks like this. And let me just get really close here. It's white, but don't worry, it's not going to ruin anything. And it just lifts your lashes. I swear it grabs like all your lashes. And here we go, the other side. And again, everything is happening really fast in the morning. I'm just taking my time because I'm with you guys and I love you guys and I like talking to you guys. But in all reality, like, this is happening really quickly in the morning. So now that you primed the lashes, you want to go ahead and pick up. And then, like I said, mine is like, feels like it's finishing, but that's what the brush looks like, and it's amazing. So I go, and what I do is I get really close to really close to my lash base, but not close enough to ruin what we just put there. Keep that in mind. And I go in and out of the like to the front of the lash and to the back of the lash. So like I quote my lash back and forth. Hate that my nose is all up in the camera. I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, soon enough I'll have a real camera. Boop boop. I love this. I love this. This mascara is everything. Hey, hi everything. All right, so let me grab the other one. And again, I take the front and the back of my lash. And it's so black. That's another thing. Like, it's black. Pretty. And then for the bottom lash, I use, where is it at? Oh, here. They Are Real by Benefit. And I like this one for the bottom. Also, let me put black eyeliner. So I'm using just the black kohl eyeliner. This one is nice because it's like real smooth. This one is actually from Rodeo Smoky Eye Pencil. And I'm gonna go all the way like up to there. I'm actually gonna use this eye for work today. Nice and sharp. Pretty. Alright. And now I'm gonna put this one in my lower lashes. And I like this one because for some reason the way the brush, the spoolie is made, it has like gaps. Let me make sure I clean all that off. It has like gaps, and so it grabs the bottom lash really well. Like, it makes them come alive. Because like if I didn't do this, it would look like I didn't have bottom lashes at all. But you see how I do? But you have to be careful, because if you can like end up getting it all over. But you see how pretty? Can you guys see that? I try to use this camera and it's really hard to do that. All right, perfect. So that's that. And now let's just go ahead and finish up. And I do want to warm up my face. I do want to go ahead and contour this beautiful big forehead. And for the contouring, I'm going to use, is actually one of my favorites. I have the tiny one of it. It's the Hoola bronzer. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. Yay to my hair. Nice and wild. Oh my goodness gracious. What is going on? But either way, you see how my forehead is like so like up there? No, I want to bring that down, baby. Bring it down. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use this fluffy brush. It reminds me of like the oh my gosh, I just blanked out of the name of the brushes that are out there right now. But either way, this is what it looks like. I like the shape of it, and it's like really soft that I can blend the actual bronzer nicely, the contouring powders. So this one works for me. And this one is from a company called Profusion, but it's the shape that I go for. That's another thing I want to tell you guys. You know, don't go for brushes for like just because it says it's a blush brush or a powder brush or whatever the brush may be for. Use it because it fits on your face and it works for you and it's soft, or it's the kind of texture that you need. And so therefore, that's what you should be really looking for, because I have brushes that I use for other things and it works for the space that I need it, if that makes sense. Either way, all right, so Hoola product, soft brush, dip it, tap the excess, and I'm gonna go ahead and contour like a crazy maniac on my forehead. And I'm just gonna be dipping and tapping, dipping, tapping. And I like to get into like my hair area, like I go like this and like I get in there because I have spots. And then like I always try to remind myself, go slow, because if you do this all, if it's not like a soft fluffy brush, you could also mess up like all the foundation work that you did. So you have to like, trust me, I've experienced this before and I'm like, no. So I learned, pick a soft fluffy brush, and this one just so happens to work for me. And so, and don't mind me, I always like mess with my hair like this when I'm doing this, because I like to get like in there. And for contouring, I like to like just, not, especially for work, and again, this is happening really fast, I don't go too low and I just kind of like blend right there. And it helps you to like, you know what I mean? But yeah, I kind of like just bronze contour type of style. I'll do that right here. Again, this side. And again, it's work. I'm not trying to do too much. If we were going to a party, a wedding, a dinner with my husband, something like this, I would be doing something a little more intense. I would be using a cream contour prior to like my powder contours and stuff like this. But for work, seriously, this is like what I do. And it works. People like it. Yes, girl. Yes. Hi, that thing is like, it's up in there, Abigail. Stop it with the Starbucks. Almost finished completely, guys. Last, well, not last yet, I'm gonna go ahead and use a blush, and I'm actually gonna be using the NYX blush. This one was it was purchased at the pharmacy, like CVS or Walgreens, either one of those. But you know what, I came across it and I like it, and it's super inexpensive, but the color is pretty and it works for me. So I just used a blush brush like this, natural bristles, and this size actually fits really good in the area that I like to put my blush, and I don't like to put a lot of blush. Oh my god. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tap a little, like, and then tap off the excess, and I'm just gonna right here in this area. Like, I don't like to put my blush like here, and I just like a little bit right there. I feel it gives me like a youthful look. See, it's pretty. It's even probably, like, I probably should tap off some more, just because, again, I don't like too much. Like, that's even maybe too much for my normal. But you see how pretty that is? It's such a good blush. Everyday highlighter, like for work and stuff like that. I use this one and I love it. It's the Mercier Luminizer from the Balm. And what I do is I have this little tiny brush. It looks like this. But again, it works for the area where I like to put my highlight. Here's the situation. You can't put on your enlarged pores because it's going to look really like even more open and pronounced and all that. And you can't put it too high if you have like fine lines on your eyes, like crow's feet they call it or whatever. Because and then you want to highlight that and it looks bad. So I seriously, look how new it is. Like, I barely use it. I just like tap a little bit. Tap off the excess, and I literally deposit right here. Like, see, like, it's pretty, but it's just like a little bit right there and a little bit right here. And again, I can't go too low because I have enlarged pores, but I can't go too high because, you know, I have, so you just kind of like, and I love when people do like the whole highlight right here, but it's like, oh, I can't. And again, I put a little bit, and then I tap off the excess, and I'm going to put it like just like right here. That's it. See, it's pretty, it's still there. And so my lips, I'm going to outline. Actually, you know what? I won't even outline. So because if time is running out and you know that you got to get to work, most of the time you probably don't have time to outline. But I'm going to be using this. It's called Wonder Beauty. Looks like that. I also got it on my Play by Sephora, and the color is like perfect for work. It's just like this mauve pink color, very natural mauve pink color, and it's called Wander Out, Barely There. So pretty much I'm just gonna go ahead and like put some lipstick on. I don't know if I can do this maybe like this. Is this little thing here? All right. And what I love about this lipstick is that it's like, it stays steady. It's not matte, but it's not like really shiny or glossy. It's like a perfect color for, like I said, work. I was so happy to have received it in my subscription. Isn't that pretty, guys? And I feel complete. So this is it, guys. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys enjoyed your time here with me. I think it's a pretty look. I think it's a nice going to work look. I don't know what's going on with my hair. And so let's go ahead and set it. I'm going to be using the Hoola. It's the name is a little bit off, but it's Hoola. It's from, oh my, it's organic, and It is, what company makes this one? I don't know. More to come. I will find out for you guys and I'll put it down, post it on my page. I'll make like a mention to this setting spray. It is the one that I use, but I've used it so much, like I've worn out the name brand from it. So go ahead and set your makeup. Oh, and it smells so good, and it has an SPF of 30. And can I tell you that when you set your, kind of like stay still and don't make any like facial expressions, actually you shouldn't even be like blinking or anything like that, because like your mascara, everything will like go everywhere, so you don't want that. But I'm actually really happy with this look. I hope you guys like it as well. I hope you guys continue to watch. Let me know if you guys want to see any more like dramatic looks or more work to go to work looks that are not in the mauve family. But anyways, I love you guys. I'm so excited to be doing these with you guys. I am actually really excited to be doing the films and showing you guys how I do my makeup for work, and it works for me, and I hope it works for you guys as well. Again, if you have any questions, any constructive criticism, anything like that, or you guys just want me to talk less and do more, or whatever the case may be, feel free to just go ahead and let me know. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.